Hi, guys. Welcome back to the second part of the interview where we're actually going to be talking about Pavia University. So, in the first part, it was all about the medical school, the different fees, the scholarships. And this part, we're going to talk about the weather, the transportation, and, the important stuff. Because, like I say in every video, you should really make your decision based on the city you're going to live in for 6 years and not the university, because all of the universities are up to a certain standard. So, with that being said, can you tell me a little bit about the city and what type of student it would be perfect for?
Pavia is very small. It's a 70,000 people city, and so like there isn't a lot to do. You can always find things to do, and if you have your friends, you will do things with them. But there isn't a whole like cultural and events and stuff. Like there isn't a lot. Um, so I think it is a city for people that don't need that in their lives. If you are coming from a metropolitan city and you love that lifestyle, I don't think Pavia is for you. Even though it is like very close to Milan. It is a 30-minute ride, train ride from Milan. It costs 4 euros to go, 4 euros to come back. So like if you want to go um, to events there and spend like people go there to bars and nightclubs and then spend like the whole night and come back in the 5 a.m. Train ride. So like people do that. Who likes that? Do it, but you won't find a lot of like nightlife in Pavia. There is, of course, every city has it. We have bars, we have nightclubs, but it's like not a city for people that love that. It is a city for people that like the beautiful scenery because it is an old city. It is like when I came here, I was like, oh my god, because my country, like it is like a new country. It's Brazil, and it's not new, of course, but we don't have like this historical buildings, and I love that. I love that about Italy. I love going around and walking around and being like, oh, this is so pretty.
Okay.
And I'm not much of a person for the nightlife, so I really like Pavia. We have pretty much everything you need here. It is a small city, but you have everything. There are a lot of restaurants, there are a lot of ice cream shops, very important. There are quite a few supermarkets and also budget supermarkets, like three, four of them, and there are also like places for you to buy things for the house and like I don't know. I think that's like the most important parts of like regarding shops. A lot of like clothing shops too. The city center has a lot of shops, like a lot, and around the city you have also other shops. You have gyms. Yeah, like it is a city with absolutely everything. But
Okay.
it is not for someone that would love to live in Milan. I never want to live in Milan, so Pavia is perfect for me because if I want to visit Milan, I can go. If I want to visit another city, it's all like 1 hour, 2 hour train rides for the cities here in the north. So yeah, I don't know, I really like it. Oh, also like a big advantage for me is that it's a very plain city
Yeah. Okay. It's
because
flat.
like
Yeah.
you're muted.
Oh. Okay. Well, I was saying it's very flat.
Yes, it is a very flat city because you can literally bike anywhere and it's not gonna be a problem. You're not gonna be like sweaty and arriving to places. So I like a lot that you can bike literally everywhere because the buses, even though they are good, like they are for a small city, they are like amazing, but you have to wait like 10, 20 minutes sometimes. And
Yeah.
they are not, sometimes you have to like change bus lines and to get where you need to go. So the bike is better to go anywhere. And
Okay.
also,
Oh.
the buses here start like at 6 a.m. and stop at 9 p.m.
That's
So
so
if you're go
early.
yeah, so if you're going for like if you live outside the city center, you're going to the city center for like the nightlife, for bars, for like a friend's house. you have to walk back home. There is a night bus on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and it goes like in three different hours, like at 11, at 1 a.m., and 2 a.m., I think, something like that. But it doesn't go everywhere as well. It doesn't, it's a very limited bus line. It can help you get closer to your house if you live outside the city center, so you have to walk less. But in the winter months, it's hard to go out in like in the evening, in the night. It's very hard.
Okay, so there's what you're saying is like since Pavia is so small, the transportation is kind of crap. Like, do you only have buses? Like, do you have trams? Do you have metros?
No, only buses.
Only
Yeah.
buses, and the buses finish at 9 o'clock. There's no buses after that. That is
Yeah, after that you're
crazy.
on your own. Yes, I know. I was very surprised because from where I am from, the buses go like until midnight, until 1 a.m. And but it is a very big city, so
Here in Rome, we have 24-hour buses.
I mean it is Rome.
Yeah, but
I think
like,
in Milan it is also 24 hours.
that's crazy. Okay, so there's no metro. So I hope the transportation is at least cheap. Is it cheap?
Yeah, it is so cheap. It's 20 euros for the whole year per
Okay.
student.
Okay, that's good. Like that. Okay,
Yeah,
at least it's
it
only
is
20
extremely
euro.
cheap.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
that's
and
very
you can
cheap.
use it a lot. Like since the first year, I think the first year lecture hall is also gonna be far away, like mine was. Um, you can use the buses to go because in the morning it's cold and yeah. Um, and it's usually going to be a 20 max 30-minute ride because I was very far away from the city center, my first apartment, and it was 30 minutes to get to the literally other side of the city. So you can see that the bus doesn't go straight, it stops a lot and it goes down and then back up and then it goes to the place. So like by car, I think it was 10 minutes to cross the city. So the city is very small.
Yeah, that is very small. So
So
okay.
also like walking,
Uh
you're
huh.
gonna like be walking 30 minutes, 40 max, I think.
Okay.
Because no one lives near the university, except there is a dorm near that lecture hall. But near that campus, there aren't like apartments or anything. So the max the people go to live, I think it's near the hospital that is quite close to the city center.
Okay. And you mentioned that it was like cold. What is the overall weather like in
Yeah.
Pavia?
So the winter months, the sun shines at 8 a.m. and it sets at like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. You have like a very very short day, and it's very hard to go to uni because sometimes the university is going to start at 8, sometimes at night at 9, sometimes at 8. I left my house every day at 7:30, and it was completely black outside. It was very hard to like leave your house, and the sun wasn't even up yet, and you were.
Yeah,
But
I had the same thing in Ireland. Like I would go to work in the morning
yeah.
and it was dark, and when I left work it was dark, and it was just the most depressing thing ever. It's
Mhm.
it's it's why I always ask the question about weather, because I think people don't realize what impact it can have on you. Like I feel like it's something that people never prioritize, but it's actually one of the things that has the
Mhm.
most impact on people's like mental health and mood and happiness.
And one of the things that they like is really hard, especially for people coming from non-EU countries that don't know how Europe works. You are gonna come here almost during winter, and it's hard to manage. It is hard, one, to find how to use the clothes in your favor. It is hard to manage waking up. It is hard. It's hard to manage walking outside because it's also windy and it rains a lot here in during the winter. So, like the day
Does
that the
it
sun
snow?
shines, you like go outside. It's very weird because I never imagined myself going outside just because the sun is shining. So yeah, and no, it does not snow a lot. When I was here, it snowed once, very little. So I didn't even see it snowing. The next day I went outside, there was like literally no snow in the like the floors and stuff. And so I went to a very big park that we have here, and there was like it wasn't even snow anymore; it was ice there, and that's the only encounter I had with snow here. But last year, 2020, it snowed like twice and a lot. So it depends, but it's not like, oh, it's gonna snow for like 10 days. It's gonna have a no, not gonna build your snowman or stuff. No, you're not gonna do it. You're just gonna have to deal with the cold without the like
How cold does it
beautiful
get?
snow.
Do you know? Like, does it get really, really cold?
Uh, yeah, it does get really cold. Something that like almost every day you're gonna go to uni and there will be like ice flakes in the grass and stuff in the morning,
Okay.
and
So
it
it,
goes
it
like
drops below zero.
minus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Minus?
it goes to like -3, -4, -5,
Okay.
and not every day, obviously. Most days I think are above zero,
Mm.
uh, but it goes below. And
Well, what about the summers? Like, are they really hot and humid or?
uh, I don't think they're humid. Yeah, but they're very hot. It goes like 35 degrees
Okay.
often.
So,
And there are a lot of mosquitoes, like a lot. That's also something I didn't expect because I'm coming from a tropical country, and here you have more mosquitoes than in Brazil. I wasn't
yeah.
expecting that.
Yeah, the
It is
mosquitoes get
good
really
that
bad here.
yeah, it is good that most apartments and things have zanzariere, which are like the mosquito nets in the windows.
Yeah. The thing is, here in
And
Rome, we get mosquitoes, but the houses aren't like standardly fitted with the mosquito nets, which is what I was surprised about because we actually get like quite bad mosquitoes. Well, not bad, but like we
yeah.
do get them during the summer.
Yeah,
Um,
here it's very bad, I think. Like every time I go outside in the summer and I'm not wearing the spray, I get bitten by mosquitoes every time. And in the summer, you do a lot of outside activities. So yeah. Also, there is one thing that I didn't expect is that here you have like a very small bug that looks a little bit like a beetle, but it's not a beetle. It's called shimmy, something like that. It's like a green small bug. And if you are putting your clothes out to dry, because like a lot of people have like the thing outside their window or outside their balcony to put your clothes. When you're gonna get it back, there are gonna be those bugs on your clothes, and you have like to shake everything. And it
I
was an
hate
awful
that.
experience. I'm very afraid of bugs. And then after all that, I bought like the stand for inside the house, and I always tried my clothes inside. It was a
Yeah.
very bad experience. You're not like gonna be there aren't gonna be like bugs flying into you or anything in like when you're walking the streets, but those like experiences were stuff that I wasn't expecting, and because I don't know, I thought like I never had been to Europe before. So I thought because of the cold and things like that, there weren't gonna be a lot of bugs and mosquitoes, but there are so much.
Yeah. But it's mainly during the summer.
Yeah,
Um,
it is.
so
Oh,
what's
oh
oh
wait,
sorry, go
another
on.
thing.
Yeah, go on.
Spiders.
Oh,
Be aware of the spiders. There are a lot of spiders during the winter months.
oh okay.
Because you have to deal with mosquitoes in the summer and then with spiders during the winter.
But see if
Sometimes they
you
become kind of our friends because they eat the flies.
I was about to say I never kill spiders in my house because I know that they kill the
Yeah,
mosquitoes.
and like
Like,
most of the spiders are those with like very big legs, so they're not like scary or anything. If you have like a bigger spider, definitely like throw it, kill it or throw it out the window. But they are actually helpful, and I was afraid of them, but they just left them because they always came back.
yeah, they're chill. They just vibe in the corner, like eat their mosquitoes.
Yeah,
It's fine.
and
Yeah. I feel like we talked about weather for like 15 minutes. So, well,
yeah,
how would
it's
you?
very important to be
It's very
honest.
important. I think it's very important. But another thing that's very important is the cost of accommodation. So I know that you're in the collegi, like the dorms. So, but what would you say like the general cost of living in Pavia is for like rent and
Mhm.
food and eating? Because you know
Yeah.
Milan I found very expensive. Like Rome is pretty expensive, but it's cheap for like because I lived in Dublin and Dublin is very expensive. So I find Rome very cheap, but Rome is expensive. I found Milan more expensive than Rome. So how is Pavia in comparison? Like cost of living, accommodation, all that good stuff.
From when I was researching like places to go, I took a lot into account the cost of living, and I wanted to stay north because of the cold. I actually liked the cold, so I wanted to stay north. Um, so I researched a lot, and I found that Pavia was the cheapest place in the north. Of course, here you don't have a lot of room because it is a small city. You don't have like a lot of wiggle room. It's you're gonna pay that if you have to, instead of like Torino, which also, from what I saw, has a lower cost of living compared to Milan and um, some other cities here in the north. You there you can find like cheaper places if you are willing to live in worse conditions, kind of. You can find cheaper places than in Pavia. But here in Pavia, you can expect to pay like overall 500 to 6 or 700. I lived here in my first year in a flat. I shared a room with a person, and I the room, not the flat. Like it was me and the person in a room, and that was the flat. That was like just one room, and I paid 270 euros.
Okay, for a shared room. That's
Yeah, it was expensive because
yeah.
I can like if you can come before October, you can find shared rooms in the city center for like 180. Because
Yeah,
I
that's a
saw a
lot
lot of
better.
things like that. But when I came, when we come, like the medicine and English students come, most places are rented because we come very late, so it is very hard to find accommodation. Like people really struggle with finding accommodation here. I didn't because when I came, I probably came first than most people, and I was already talking to like people on Facebook and stuff and setting appointments for the first week when I was here, so I could find the place I was gonna stay, which wasn't cheap. It was kind of expensive, but I needed to grab the opportunity because I didn't know if I could find someplace else, and I didn't want to wait and pay for more like Airbnb, which is also kind of expensive. Um, so I had like to grab that, and overall I spent like maximum of 500. So even though my rent was a little bit high for a shared room, I could manage with under 500.
Okay, that's pretty cheap. I mean, for a shared
Mhm.
room, the funny thing is, I'm not muted for people watching.
You're still
Okay,
muted.
yeah, no,
Okay.
okay. Yeah. No, I was just saying I'm not muted for the people who are watching, just for you because they're separate
Oh,
microphones.
okay.
Okay, so I totally forgot what I was going to say, so I guess it wasn't that important. But okay, cool. So I would consider that quite cheap. Like you cannot live on 500 euro a month in Rome. That is not going to happen. You like maybe if you lived very, very far away and you shared a room and you just ate pasta, maybe, but like I
Yeah, I ate quite well, to be honest. I had the free meal, but I
Of
didn't use
course.
it
Oh my
every
god.
day. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I didn't use it every day because I didn't want to leave my place to go get the meal sometimes because I didn't go to classes every day. Sorry guys, but I didn't go to classes every day.
Sorry.
You'll find that that is true for most people.
Okay.
I think I don't think people know that, but yeah, it is.
That made my night. That was the
So
that
like
was the best joke I
a
heard
lot
all
of
night.
people come, a lot of people come to like the cities and stuff and try to find a place near the university, near where they're gonna have the lecture hall, and I think that's a mistake because even if you go to classes every day, if you are outside the city center or you're too far away from the other things, it's harder to live and manage your other things, because if you have like to take a bus every day to go to classes, or every day you go to classes, you will get used to it. But if you have to get a bus that is like 20 30 minutes every day to go anywhere, it gets very old very quickly. um
Okay.
so yeah, also the like the overall rent, if you want to get a place for yourself, it's going to be like for 50 to 600,
Okay.
more or
That's
less.
450 is
Yeah,
still on
most
the
people
lower end,
don't,
but
but
yeah.
yeah, most people don't. But if you have the money and you can get a place for yourself, it's perfectly fine and doable,
Okay.
and it's a very good idea.
So I just have kind of two more questions. One of them is, do you need to know Italian? Like, is there a lot of international people? Is there, like, could you get by on English, or is Italian a must? What is the international atmosphere like, basically?
Knowing Italian definitely makes your life easier, like so much easier. I think I wouldn't be so nervous and anxious about going to places, and especially dealing with the bureaucracy, if I had come here with a good Italian. I came here with like um, good enough to get by, and the language I speak is very similar to Italian, so I can kind of, do it. And because actually can understand everything they say. I usually cannot talk a lot and cannot speak a lot, but I can understand what they're saying, so it's easier to manage the conversation. But if you're coming here from and you only speak English and another language that has nothing to do with Latin, please learn Italian, please,
It's always the
because
same. Learn Italian, learn
yeah,
Italian, learn Italian. Yeah.
like they people will not go out of their way to help you. That
Yeah.
is true not for only Italy, that is true for anywhere.
Yeah.
People don't go, like people, especially in like governmental buildings, they don't go out of their ways to help you.
Yeah.
They some you might encounter some good people. Like I encountered some very nice people that really helped me, but that's not true for everyone. I know people that had like very bad experiences because
I've
they can't
I've
speak anything of Italian and they expect the person to understand English, and not everyone does. Especially here in Pavia, it's they don't.
I've
I can have,
definitely been treated badly because of my Italian before, but
yeah, also that, but at least you can like talk to the person, you know.
a little
If
bit.
you can't, you're only gonna get like weird stares, and people might get mad because Italians have a temper.
Yeah, they do. They're passionate, okay? They don't have a temper, they're
Yeah,
passionate. That's what I say.
sure.
Okay, and the final thing that I kind of want to ask you is like different activities for students. So, like, like, I don't know, going out for aperitivo, like, could you go on a day trip? Are there like a lot of museums? Like, I don't know, like, is there a lot to do as a student, or is it kind of like a very basic, relaxed lifestyle, I'll say, to make it
Um,
nice?
I think it's more like basic and relaxed. There are like four museums here, which is more than I would expect. But yeah, I went to two of them in an afternoon, so it's not like I gonna spend hours walking around and looking at stuff. It's not like the Louvre or anything. Um, and like there are, I think mostly, if you come to Pavia, you're mostly gonna do things with your friends, with your group of friends. You're gonna go to their houses, they're gonna come to your house, you're gonna go out to bars to eat. But not there aren't that many events, though. Like MadSoc tries to do events and they're quite fun. And there is also another society, which is the Wilderness Society. So they also do like events in Pavia and outside Pavia. Like they have a event planned in November for a run, I think, in the north of Pavia, not north of Italy, which is like it's a run that's happening. They are like gathering people that wanna go, and they're gonna go together.
This
And they
does
also
not
like
sound
plan
like a
hike.
fun activity for students? Like, what events do you do? We run. Okay, interesting.
I mean, for people that are into that, because I actually wanted to go, but I found it quite expensive because you have to go to another city by train, and then you have to stay there for the night and then come back. So it is quite expensive. Um, but they also like plan hikes, which I like it. They, for example, went to Lecco, which is near Lake Como,
Yeah.
and for a hike there. So that is interesting. You can go like, oh, forgot something. There is a thing for the Erasmus students, which is called Step ESN. And for like this first couple of months, they plan so many activities. They just went to the beach a couple weeks ago, so like not relevant for medical students. They're coming next in a few weeks, but they also plan like day trips to Torino, day trips to Bologna. um, they also planned, I think, a city tour here in Pavia that already happened. So yeah, because it is like it's not for us; it is for the Erasmus students. But we can go because they speak English, they speak Spanish, they speak Italian as well. So we can go and like meddle in their affairs, and they have a lot of events. So
Yeah.
we have few societies that do a lot of events. So it's not that boring, I think.
I actually went and I signed up I pretended to be an Erasmus student in Sapienza, and
Yeah.
I actually got the card, so I would get to go to
Yeah,
all
me
of their
too.
yeah. That's so good because you're not meant
But
to do
here,
that.
yeah, but here, like, I didn't have to pretend anything. I said I'm studying medicine in English and I'm an international student. They're like, oh,
Oh
fine. Then they give you the card. Like, here is
no.
a thing that they do. I didn't have to pretend.
I had to pretend, and they asked me what my home university was, and I just said like the one of the ones in Dublin that I knew. I didn't even know if like Sapienza had an agreement, and I was like, and they were like, oh, okay, and then they gave me the card. I was like, suckers, like, yeah, worth
Oh,
it.
the
So many good
card is
events,
so good
so
because
many
it
discounts, so many
so
discounts.
many discounts. Like they have discounts for Ryanair, and that you don't even have to pay for like the checked baggage.
I forgot about that. I literally booked the flight last week.
Oh my god! Yeah. You have to plan in advance. Like I think you have to book the plane tickets 30 days before.
Yeah, but
So I
still.
I paid for the card because of the Ryanair discount, and I only went away once because I bought it with a trip in mind.
I'm so
But it
annoyed
paid
now.
for it itself because the checked luggage in Ryanair is like 20 euros and the card is 20 euros. And you also like receive 10% off in the plane ticket. It's amazing. I love it.
I'm so upset right now. I totally forgot that I had
Yeah.
that because of COVID. Like I wasn't even thinking of. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna end the interview before I have like a anger fit. But amabile, it was so nice. Thank you so much for joining me for this interview. It's been highly requested, and I just wanted to say I really appreciate that. I don't know if you have any closing remarks for the people who are watching, or
Um, I hope the interview is good and I gave good information for you,
you
for
did.
whoever is watching. And I hope it will help whoever is coming this year. I know a lot of people that got good grades and they are coming, and I'm excited to meet you all. So yeah, I think that's all. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm sorry it took quite a few weeks for it to happen.
No, it's okay.
But yeah, it happened.
It's funny because it's always in the comments like, please do this university, as if it's something that's only up to me. Like, I don't think
Yeah,
people realize
I
that,
know.
like, I have to reach out to people. They have to say yes, then I have to, like, do it for their schedule. It's just like, why
Yeah,
haven't you done this yet? Find me a student and I'll do it.
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, thank you so much. I'm going to end the recording now. Bye.
Okay.